Hey, we're in Taipa village. Travessa de Esperança, Hope. And actually I just saw this Barcelona one is out of business. And I was just looking, I just saw that everything is, it's been there the last 10 years. It's such a beautiful mural as well. It's closed.
I was just coming to ask the same question. I saw, I heard it was closing.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's been there for at least 10 years, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it was very successful prior to COVID.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then the chef left, and then once the chef left,
oh, is that what he...
it really went downhill.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not surprised it's closed, but first time, I also like you, I just go, oh, it's closed, looks like it's closed.
That's surprising. Hey, checking out Macau 2023. Check out some more streets. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of show you around here a little bit. So that's the Esperança, and this one was Barcelona. And that's funny because during COVID I ran into him a few times, and and we were talking about COVID because I don't know his visa situation, but I know he was like all of us stuck here. If you're a foreigner, like the business owners, if they didn't have residency, they couldn't leave because they weren't allowed to come back. They were basically, foreigners are banned for 3 years throughout all of COVID. So it looks like, I guess he must have left like, I don't know, but it must have been recently, so it's kind of surprising. So anyways, yeah, this was Barcelona. The sign is down too, but this was Spanish restaurant. He was from Barcelona, so it was called Barcelona. So we're gonna head down our particular target street in a moment, but just give you a little context of things before we go down. We're basically in a little labyrinth of different places, and a lot of these ones are opening and closing. Esperanza's our focus one, but I really feel like to fully understand Esperanza and those little alleys, you kind of have to put it all in context. So what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm just going to go around, and we're going to show you this big main street. This is where all the tourists come to, and they usually kind of stay on this street, but there's all these beautiful alleys that they usually don't go to. So this is called Cunha Guy, Rua de Cunha. So usually all the tourists, they stay here and they stand in these long lines on this street, and they'll get stuff from certain places, and that's one of the many places on that street that they do that at. And they'll also go up there and stand in those lines over here. That's his walk. But our little alley is in this little labyrinth of stuff. So what we're gonna do is just we're gonna walk down this way. And they'll also come over here and stand in lines over here too. But so that's kind of like the Cunha Guy one that everybody will. And then you go into these streets and they're empty, but there's restaurants down in all these little alleys too, like the Barcelona. Of course, all the foreigners and expats, they'll know about all the ones in the alleys. Actually, to be honest, I feel like the Cunha Guy is kind of for the tourists, and that's kind of the beef intestines and kind of the stuff that they would you know, pay money for. And then the foreigners will come in these back alleys, and actually the tourists will too, but these back alleys will have, you know, Barcelona and, you know, Portuguese restaurants. And actually there's a really famous Portuguese restaurant on Cunha Guy on that main street as well. So they all kind of are mixed in. But when you come in here, you know, you'll see stuff like this gin sherry, Japanese cuisine. This is new. Since COVID, a lot of stuff has kind of been shaken up, and there's new things. So that one is a new one. Portugali. So, okay, so we're gonna go to Esperanza. Lux is relatively new, and I like this sign because it looks like something you'd see in Macau. This one is Macanese and Portuguese cuisine, and it's also they also have I'll show you real quick. They also have lodging up there, so you can see all those balconies. Those are for tourists, so they can actually stay in those. This is a little shrine right here. And then you got stuff like the Portuguese bakery that's right there. And the Portuguese bakery, it's kind of throughout the city, but the Portuguese bakery will have fresh bread. And they'll actually make it available throughout different restaurants called the Portuguese bakery as well. I think they're all connected, so they'll share the same kitchen in the morning. I just walked in here, this looks so good. But they got some interesting foods in here. Minchi with churrasco bun. That sounds really interesting. Pork chop bun is always good. That looks really good because that churrasco, that's Portuguese duck rice. So that's churrasco duck. I think usually the churrasco isn't duck. That does look pretty. You might have to come back here and get one of those. Okay. So Esperanza keeps going to these little alleys. Let me just kind of... So if you look down the way, you can see... actually, I'm just going to look for this one thing real quick. I think it might be this one. Sorry, we're getting away from our Esperanza. Esperanza is Hope Street. But there's one, I think it might be this Macau. There's one that has like a fusion that looks so interesting. And I don't know if it's this one. I go to Joker Red sometimes, Joker Barber up there. Oh no, it's an ice cream shop. It's a Meow Burger. But the other day I was in this area and I saw a bacalhau that was like a fusion kind of thing. Bacalhau is like codfish. So it was like codfish. What was that? I saw it and I filmed it. And somebody made a comment, somebody from the Portuguese community. And then when they pointed it out, I think I pointed it out on camera. I found it really interesting. And then somebody made a comment about it too. And then I was thinking, oh, I gotta go there and I gotta eat that. I just can't seem to find it though. Sometimes when I come into the street, I just kind of meander because the streets are so small and short, so I can't properly do a short street. Some pretty cool artwork. So I think the Esperanza ends right there. Rest of the Esperanza. But anyways, you get an idea of this area, and I really want to find that little restaurant, get that little thing. I might go to that messy kitchen, get like a minchi with pork chop bun kind of thing, or I might look for that bacalhau, that codfish. What was that anyways? Oh, it was a codfish egg tart. Yeah, I was looking for the codfish egg tart. Here's a Mexican restaurant, tacos. It's probably the most well known, and there's a Thai restaurant right there as well. And then that street over there has a ton of restaurants. And then this one has a bar and also Japanese place, Argentinian place, and Harley Davidson. So all kinds of interesting stuff in here. This is called Taipa Village in case you weren't so sure where we were. And then there'll be lots of restaurant stuff here too. And then this is Regador Street. And then you can get some pizza in there. And then there's beef intestines, beef opal as well. Dumbo restaurant is right there. It's Macanese cuisine. And I think what I'm gonna do is we're probably gonna go to that pizza place in a moment. But yeah, you also got this nice plaza as well in this whole area. And they got their lanterns up. And actually they're also doing something, so that's the pizza place, and then Restaurant de Amar. And if we went all the way down, you could see Galaxy Casino. Let me see, let's go through the single. So there's Galaxy Casino straight ahead. And if we wanted to go back into our alleys, we could. So, and we're just gonna head back down in here, just so you can kind of get the full context. So now you kind of saw that there was a food street, Kunigai. You saw the both sides of it all the way down, so you can see two kind of main roads. And then now we're just in this labyrinth of interesting, cool stuff. And I think I'm gonna try to find that Paco, yeah. Or I might just eat right here. That looks like it has some, let's see, Portuguese tart, so that's the Portuguese tart. And I want to find the one with the codfish one. Yeah, actually the Portuguese member on the channel said that that was so sacrilegious that I had, that they had that. That's not the restaurant, but it was somewhere in this type of village. Anyways, this is kind of a cool little quaint area. And yeah, I first came 10 years ago and I always thought this could be like, there's an area like this in Tokyo and different places where they're just like filled with really amazing stuff everywhere. That looks pretty good too. And I long thought that this area is like ripe for that, and it's actually kind of becoming that way. Okay, so just so that you kind of come back to our focus spot, we'll just come back to Esperanza so that we have our grounding and our conclusion. So, Street of Hope, Hope Lane. Sometimes I think of it also like hope, or sometimes for some reason in my mind I think like longing and waiting. So this is our Esperanza right here. So it goes all the way down, and then this is the base. So we started at this Barcelona restaurant, which was this pink restaurant, and then we also had this one right here, which is the Misty Kitchen. So that was where I think I'm going to be eating at. And that's the Barcelona that we started at. Let's just kind of capture our street properly. So pretty interesting little area. Lots of tourists everywhere. So Esperanza. Here it is. And that's our street. So we're gonna end it right there. Then we have the Barcelona. We'll end it right there. Hey, check it out, Macau 2023. Check out some more streets.